Alright, I'm going to do this as quickly as I can. So you get your cube. And I'm just going to try to think of ways that I can make this look interesting. So just kind of bevel this in a little bit. Now you could set your snaps so those are perfectly aligned. I'm just going to not. If you go into here, you could set your relative snaps to like 0.1. And that will snap it. That's probably too much, but you get the idea. I'm going to turn it off though. Okay, so then we're going to go up here. Now, your lid is probably going to need something to rest in, so I'm going to make a little recess for it. Not your lid, your tank. So I'm just going to put a little recess in here. Maybe just pull this up a little. Okay, so there's your base mesh. Now in order to curve these edges a little bit, you can either use edge loops or select all the edges at once and add a bevel. And we'll set it to 0.05 so it looks like that. And that looks nice. Cool. Now we're only using 156 tries, so we could probably get away with adding a few more by throwing in some edge loops. So that'll just make these little recesses seem, will stand out more, I guess. One on each side. Put a couple here too to firm up those edges. And the same thing in the inside here. Okay, and then do that to this side as well. And I think, yeah, I have to do all to 4 sides. Now our try count is looking at 668. Now if we go into object mode, we can add some of this. We're only at 2,000 tries here. I think that's fine. It looks great. Yeah, I could show you how to do a high poly, but I don't think I need to. So with this, we're going to go in UV editor. Oops. And we'll just do an automatic. Turn our squares on to see how that looks. Doesn't look great. So what I usually do here, let me just turn that off, is a unfold along the U. Let's try that again. Let me get the UV shells. Unfold along the U. Nope. Let's try the V. Man, let's try UV. Okay, so we get that. Let's lay that out. Huh, that's pretty gross. If you shift right click and let's try straightening the UVs. Oh, I did not like that. Control Z back on that one. Let's try straightening the border. Nope. Let's try orient shells. There we go. Now let's lay them out. See what that looks like. That looks nice. And since we like to use the whole space, you can scale that up. Move your pivot. Let's set that there to the bottom left hand. Oops. Hold down D. Move your pivot here. And then scale it. Just to utilize that space, just make sure you don't spill off the edge. Looks like I might have there. So I'll just push it over a smidge. Just to double check, you can probably do another layout. Yeah, there it goes. Cool. That looks nice. And it looks good here. A little bit of weirdness happening with that. If you cared, you could try unfolding it. It didn't do much. You could orient that one. No, that's not going to do it. Okay, that's fine. Whatever. That should work. Now that we have our object done, we will export the selection to, I'll just start my documents, call this one test, go into substance. I was playing around with one earlier. And let's create a new one, Unreal Engine 4. We're going to select our test one, click 4096 for the resolution. Let's discard this other old one. And what you want to do, if you want it to kind of have scratches and stuff on the edges with the smart material, makes your job easier. I know you don't have a ton of time. So go to the texture settings, go to bake. If we do a high poly one, which I'll show you later, you do that right here, but we're not going to. We'll output it as a 4096, bake those. It's going to give us some high quality curvature maps, which basically is looking for all the areas where it kind of bends. So when it puts scratches, it's going to know where to apply those. Okay, now I'll throw a plastic dirty on there. And we should see that on the edges, it kind of puts these little white areas right there. It's not bad. So if you go into the layers now and you click on this folder, you can kind of adjust these. So I feel like it's pretty dirty. I don't really want it quite that dirty. So I'm going to take the dirt and just tone it down. Right now it's at 25. I'm going to go a little lower. Scratches. Barely seeing scratches, but let's see if we take that down a bit. Okay. The edge damage, if that feels like a little bit much to you, you can turn that down. And the plastic, if you want to make it shinier, just pull your roughness down. That's like super duper shiny, but let's go a little bit less so. And I think I'm going to just pull the dirt down a little bit more. So you can barely see. Man, I don't even know if that's doing anything. Yeah, I just barely want to see that. Pull my scratches down. Okay. I think that's good. There you go. When you're done, in order to get this into... ooh, the bottom looks ugly. Oh well. In order to get this into Unreal Engine, you're going to want to file export textures. And I'll just put it in my documents. I'll throw it on the desktop. Click export. It's calling it Lambert 1, which isn't ideal, but that was my fault. I didn't change it in Maya. And now if I go into my desktop, I should see them appear. So here's the normal map, the base color, and the roughness metallic, and ocular, which actually sticks it into 3 channels. I'll kind of explain what you can do about that later. But there's our base color and our normal map, which is pretty much non-existent. Huh. Okay. Cool. Bring those into Unreal, and this one is kind of a special case. I'll tell you what to do with it. And I guess that's it. Not bad.